Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Latin America show. My name is Enrique Gelista, and it's a pleasure, like every Tuesday, being here with all of you and sharing the best of Latin America here in the UK and the rest of the world. By the way, I think so. Before we start and present everything, tell me, there is any highlights, Roger, that maybe we should mention right now?
Right now, well, England won.
Yes.
So everyone is happy today.
Sorry, what?
So
Yeah, exactly. To 2-0, right?
yeah, 2-0 against
2-0
Germany.
against Germany. So, well, it was a very good result from England. So, well, that's a good news. But, well, of course, it's like supporting England, but supporting all over the world. And also, well, we have the Copa America also happening at the same time. So, well, we have a lot of different matches around the world. So, well, it's like, hopefully, if you are following, hopefully your favorite is going to win. So anyway, so well, it's like, welcome to the show. And as normal, I used to say, and I would like to invite you to share this video with more people and also to follow us in our different social networks. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. If you subscribe to the YouTube channel, don't forget to put the bell there in order that you know every time that we're uploading a new video. And also, well, I would like to ask you, well, to just to share this video. It's very easy. Just put share or compartir on your Facebook page. And it's very easy. And actually, believe me, you are going to support a lot of people around the world that they are doing different things. People in Latin America, people here in the UK that, well, it could be artists or it could be some business, small business, medium companies, big companies, etc. So it's like, it's time to support each other, to have this kind of solidarity. And also, well, we are bringing you the best of Latin America and the links with Latin America, because there are a lot of people here in the UK and all over the world that they are linked with Latin America. So a good moment just to ask you to share the video. I would like to say hello to our friends that they are already connected. As Abhijit, for example, he's saying hello to the Latin America team. Gary Dancy, hola a todos desde Londres. Also, while they start talking, and there are some people like Dominique that they are here. So thank you very much for being all with us. And remember just to share this video. And tonight, what are we going to talk about tonight? Well, tonight we're going to talk about, do you remember that, well, a couple of weeks ago, we started a series of 4 episodes and we're going to talk about Yucatan. And we have in this show, the Minister of Tourism of the state of Yucatan, Mexico. And she was telling us about the complete part of this state, what you can visit, how you can commute, etc. But today we're going to talk about food. So believe me that we have a very good interview. We have to pre-record this interview because, well, it's like because of the different time zones and also the different activities that our chef Pedro has there in Mexico. So, well, it was better to do it during the weekend. And also we're going to talk about the end of the world. And that is the way that they call it. That doesn't mean that it's the end of the world, but we're going to talk about the end of the world. That's the way that they call it, el fin del mundo. That is Patagonia and Tierra de Fuego. So we're going to talk about the very, very south of the Americas continent. So we will understand and we will see exactly as Roy was saying, it's so far. And we're going to talk with an expert that he's going to explain us about all this area because he knows that part very well. And we have music that, well, we have a 808G that, well, we're going to have music. He is from Argentina. And if you heard the promo, that is the music that he has. If not, we're going to have it here for all of you. So before I tell you what do we have, I want to say, you already saw who they are. But, well, I want to say hello to Roger Alarcon.
Well, hello to everyone. Like this, the match just finished. So at least we are not in the middle of the match so people can watch us. Thank you. Just for a half an hour, but it was cool. It was cool. It was a good match. You can hear everyone shout. And also, I just want to congratulate Chile because I was very lucky, very honored to work with the team, and they won the London Design Biennale, which is wow. It was amazing. A Latin American country won this important award here in London. So congratulations to all of them involved, to Pro Chile, to the Embassy of Chile in the UK, and to the Catalina Herrera, which is the cultural attaché in the embassy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Roger, for that update. And of course, congratulations to our friends from Chile. And well, also on the other side of the world, in the US, we have Whitney Nochereno.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us this, well, evening for you, most of you, afternoon for me. Enrique, you are right. There was a big win today, but it wasn't the only big win today. Roger Federer won his first match of Wimbledon. We're very
Yeah. Sorry, we were supporting England.
No, but totally. But although he's not British, he is loved by the Brits. And unfortunately, he had a fifth set walkover with his opponent, but it was a really close match. So if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. It's a nail biter.
Not now.
Not now. Well, obviously not now.
No.
Anyways, excited to be here and ready to talk food and tourism.
Thank you very much, Whitney. And well, I would like to invite you because there are a couple of months that we will have different kind of festivities across Latin America. They are the independence that we are celebrating in different countries. So one of them is the independence of Colombia. And we have prepared a special challenge, a contest for all these people, all of you who are salsa lovers. So, you will have the opportunity to show your skills here in the Latin America show and will have the opportunity to win extraordinary prizes. If you have seen, or if you haven't, I would like to invite you to go to the event section here in the Latin America show, and you can find all the details about how you can participate. However, it's very easy to do it. You only have, here we go. This is gonna be the 20th of July. However, you have to pre-record or doing some stuff before. And what do you have to do? Basically, you have just to choose one of the 3 songs that we have from La Mamba Negra. I say it correctly, La Mamba Negra, right? Yeah, because last show, I think so, I made a mistake, but yeah. La Mamba Negra, so you can choose one of these 3 tracks that you can choose, and you can create your own choreography. It could be single dancing, it could be a couple, it could be a group, it could be all your family. So it doesn't matter. So it's like just to record. This one is all of the tracks, they are around less than 1 minute. So take a video, record it, and send it to salsaton2021@gmail.com. And before the 12th of July, the 13th of July, we are going to upload all the videos to our Instagram. And of course, everybody can start voting. So you will ask to your friends to vote for your video or vote for your favorite. So everybody is allowed to participate. All the bases of the countries they are there. So remember, it's very easy to participate and to win prizes. And what saying Liliana here is saying that, if you have a live band playing music and you have the permission to dance, to do that, please go for it. Okay, if you have so also it's allowed that part. I didn't know that part, but anyway, you can choose that one. But Liliana is the organizer, so she knows. And I think so that, if she's saying that, I think so they are all this information in the basis. So, it's like you have all the details, the terms and conditions that, you can follow in the Latin America show. And we are very happy that, you will join us, invite your friends. And it doesn't matter your skills. Remember, is you have to invite your friends to vote for you. So, do your best, enjoy, have fun, because, that is the main goal of dancing, just enjoying and have a good fun. Are you going to participate, my dear Roger?
I don't know. I don't know if
you have your couple.
Hey, I don't know if the door. I don't know if the door of my fridge can be in the contest.
Yes,
Liliana,
of course.
Is that allowed?
Of course, your fridge door can participate.
Okay,
also, Roger.
So I need to train it.
An extraordinary couple. I think so. Yes.
Yeah,
Whitney, are you gonna dance?
No.
Why not? That was very direct. No. So you can see how is the motivation, etc. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Like my students have noted, it's part of my last name, Nutri No. So I just say no to everything.
Why not? You have two left foot, or you cannot even, you can
Well,
do
if you
this.
have two left foot, it doesn't matter. Just move to the left, and
Just move
that's
to the left.
it. So it's not a problem. So if you believe you have two left foot, just move to the left and enjoy it. So well, it's like enjoy it. So it's not a problem. And as I said, it's just to have fun. It's to enjoy. And of course, if you have rhythm, you can also dance with the broom. Yeah, that I think is very typical, or the mop. No, I think so it's like the normal things when we're doing and we are cleaning. What is it? The Latinos, Roger.
Yeah,
When we are cleaning,
well,
we put this kind
we
of
clean
music
in and then we
and
put
we
nice music,
dance and clean with the
dancing
mop.
music. So yeah. So Whitney, recommendation. You can tell someone in the United States, so you say, well, listen, just go to the left because I'm just gonna dance to the left.
No, for me, it's just fun to watch your videos and judge you.
Oh.
Well, we don't want to show off, Whitney.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's
Like I don't want that you feel bad, Whitney. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to see how bad I dance.
Well, it doesn't matter. You can just blame the fridge door, and it doesn't matter, Roger. So you can say that well, it was because the fridge door doesn't have the rhythm. Yeah. A salsa Macarena, yes, of course. Why not? It could be. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, and also it's like you can invite, and I would like to extend this invite also for all the dancing schools that they are across the UK. You can tell if you are like, you don't have to be a school for salsa. It could be any kind of school. If you are dancing some folklore, if they are dancing, I don't know, samba or reggaeton, whatever, hip hop, etc. It doesn't matter. Just try it and dance it in your own style. So this is something that is interesting because, well, we would like to, of course, to engage all the community and to live this experience because, well, we're going to celebrate Colombia the 20th of July. So, well, I think so that is the main duties. And, well, it's very easy to participate. Remember, go to the Latin America Show page on Facebook, but also all the pages, they are in the different videos or different music that you can choose in YouTube, that we have these 3 different songs. So remember, you have till the 12th of July to submit and to send us all your videos. So it's very easy to participate and very easy to win some prizes. And thank you very much for the Consulate of Colombia and the Colombian Embassy in the United Kingdom for their support. And so they were like my main highlights. And I think so now it's time to go to the section that everybody loves.
Yes.
Except Ryan and myself, because we cannot talk. And
yes.
we are always punished and we are always like told off. But
good reason. This is like half my job. I know how to tell off people. All right, so so microphones in, thank you, and mute. So hello everyone. Welcome to the first half of Making Spanish Simple. And since last segment we talked about telling time, we're going to review a little bit of what we did last time and learn how to apply it to scheduling events such as concerts, excursions, and dining, which happen to be the themes of tonight's show, more the excursions, tourists, and dining. So let's get started. Okay, so when we learned about telling time, we learned about how there are 2 different expressions to tell time, depending on if it is if it's a singular time or if it's a plural time. So in this case, we have a la if something is an event at 1, because 1 is singular, so it'd be a la. And then all the other times, it's a las, because those are plural numbers. So if we were to say, oh, something's at 2, a las dos, okay? And that goes with all numbers between 2 and 12. So speaking of the numbers between 2 and 12, let's go over the numbers 2 and 12. And here they are right here. I'm going to move my screen, and it has number 1 on there, uno, but with time we say una because it's una hora. And then if you're going to say the rest, it's just the numbers as they are, which is dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, y 10. And then we have 11 y 12. So I'm going to just repeat after me from at home. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, 10, 11, 12. So you have to know those numbers to know how to say time, obviously. So now looking at, so like I said, if it's anything between 2 to 12, it's a las, okay? Because you're talking about more than 1 hour, so it's plural. So now if you're going to book something, which is why one of the many reasons knowing time as a tourist is really useful, you'll either be asking or responding to the following question. ¿A qué hora es? Blah, 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 blah. And that means at what time is a certain event. Now in Spanish, like I've said before, when we talked about questions and question words, the prepositions go before the question word at the beginning of the question. They don't dangle at the end, which a lot of times in English, that's what we do. So you can't get away with that in Romance languages, one of which is Spanish. So if the event is like es a la una or a la una y media, una y cuarto, it's es. But if it's at a plural time from 2 to 12, es a las, como dos, tres, cuatro, whatnot. And then another solid question is, what time does something start? ¿A qué hora empieza or comienza? Both verbs empezar or comenzar mean to start. And so, for example, if you were to say, ¿a qué hora empieza el tour? Like, what time does the tour start? So, empieza a la, if it's una, but in this case, the example I put, el tour empieza a las tres. It begins at 3, okay? So, using this structure, like empieza a, I want you guys in the audience to answer the bottom question up here. ¿A qué hora empieza the Latin America show, por favor? Okay, and just use the example above to help you with that. ¿A qué hora empieza the Latin America show cada martes? Okay, throw it in the comments. All right, while you do that, another thing, another good verb to learn is the verb terminar, which is one of the many, many ways of saying to finish. Okay, so for example, I could say, ¿a qué hora termina the Latin America show? But that varies, okay? You can say, termina a las 9:30, más o menos, like it finishes at 9:30. Termina a las 10 menos cuarto, it finishes at like 9:45. It just depends, okay? So that way you know how to say what time does something start at and what time does something finish at, okay? And before I look at the comments, I'm just gonna get to the last page. And that's the new material this week. And I just want to go into AM and PM. So, you know, last time we talked about how, like, for example, some people might say AM, PM. Some people might use military time, which kind of takes away the need to say AM or PM because you're going between 12 or 13 and 24. But basically to say AM, I've heard del día de la mañana is very common. And then for PM, it kind of depends. You have 2 options. So anything during the day is de la tarde. And then at night, and again, every country is kind of like, might say it not differently, but use a different time frame, determining what is night. But de la noche, that's when you use that. Okay, so, and then if, I don't know why I have that. ¿A qué hora termina Latin America show? You could say termina a las 9:30 de la noche. That's an idea of how to say de la noche versus de la tarde because it's late. It gets dark out around this time. And that's when you use de la noche, when it's later and darker and whatnot. But every country is different. I think, Enrique, you mentioned how in Mexico, it's like 7 is when you start saying de la noche. Is that correct? You can unmute yourself.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Basically at 6 we say at 6 we say tarde,
Okay.
7 is night.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So it kind of just depends. So now I'm going to look in the comments and see. Oh gosh. I'm not seeing, oh shoot. Can someone help me here, Enrique? Are you seeing any comments?
Elżbieta, yes, of course. Elżbieta is saying the Latin America show empieza a las 8 de la tarde cada martes.
Muy bien. ¿De la tarde o de la noche? Would you say that's correct, Enrique? Should it be de la tarde o de la noche?
It's correct. However, it's like more, yeah, I think so. It's like more common to use de la noche if we are referring a las 8.
Yes.
And Gary Dancy also, she said, empieza a las 8 todos los martes.
Ooh, very nice. Remembering our session on days of the week. Very nice. That's it for this first half. However, if guys, I don't know what I'm going to do next half. I know I said at some point I'll do military time, but I think 4 episodes in a row on this topic is very excessive. So please put in the comments what you would like me to go over the next few sessions, because if not, I'm just going to pick something. So throw it in the comments and I will see you for the second half. Okay, that's it. I'm good. I'm done.
Excellent with me. Very well done. So well, I thank you for everyone who is watching us. I can see it as well. It's like one of my cousins is watching. So Diana.
Hello, cousin.
She's in Mexico. Yeah. Hi, Diana. How you doing? So yes, and
well, at least we need to have some viewers.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, because everyone is celebrating now.
Yeah. So well, anyway, yeah, exactly. I know. And of course, they are in the pub, most of them. Yeah. Or in a restaurant or whatever.
So jealous.
Anyway, so anyway, so well, it's I think so now. It's like, well, thank you very much for that, Whitney. And just like as I said at the beginning, is we are going to have a couple of interviews, and I don't know what I did with my controls now, that I cannot see them here. Yes, now I can see them. So it's like, as I said at the beginning of the show, well, we're going to talk about Yucatan, Mexico, and we're going to talk about specifically about food. So this topic is something that is very interesting, and we have an interview with one of the best chefs in the world. Well, I want to say in the world. He's an extraordinary person. He's a very good guy, and he's going to explain us a little bit more about the gastronomy and the cuisine in Yucatan, Mexico. He is Pedro Evia. So let's go with you, my dear brother.
Yes, please pay attention, because this is very interesting interview. Listen what the chef says. I just recommend you that.
Hello, everyone. Well, as I told you before, it's like we have the honor to have one of our guests that is just an amazing chef. So we are flattered having here Pedro Evia. How are you, Pedro?
Hi, fine. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Well, actually, it's a pleasure because, well, we would like to know, and as you know, well, we have several chapters about Yucatan, just to know more about what is all the different things around Yucatan, like food, like the archaeological places, Merida, and it's a fascinating state in Mexico. So I would like to start like just asking you, who is Pedro Evia? Because, well, how is that you become a chef? And I don't know if you can tell us a little bit more about you.
Well, you're asking me to speak about my favorite topic, myself. So let's start. Well, I'm a marketer. So everything starts pretty much 18 years ago. My partner and I were working for this energy company that builds plant here in Valladolid, Yucatan, providing all the services on site, including in the package of services were the canteen of the construction. We had to feed 3,000 employees, and we were like, okay, yes, we can do it. We didn't have the smallest idea of how to do it, but we were hungry. So we create this amazing canteen and we start to serving food. The problem was that we have workers from Yucatan, Tabasco, Chiapas, Mexico City. As you know, probably our friends watching the show didn't know, Mexico is a huge country. So everybody has its own different types of food. And also we had workers from the US and from Japan. So my cooks were from Yucatan, from Valladolid, and they didn't know how to do food from Chiapas or food from Monterrey or food from Japan or even the US. So that's where I start. I always liked to cook at home. At the college, I was the guy doing the barbecue, you know, and everything, the guy in the parties. But I have never done it professionally. So that's where I start to research what do this guy eat, what does this guy eat, what does this guy eat. And I start to learn the recipes and teach my cooks how to do it. So I like to say that that's where I receive the call, you know, and that's where everything starts for me. So we end that project in 3 years, and we're 3 amazing years cooking and doing not only the canteen, we were having all the services on site. But I told my partner, I want to open a restaurant. It has been a dream for me since I was a kid. And he was like, okay, mine too, so let's do it. And we started with 1 restaurant, and now we have 23. So I think it's something has been working really good for that. So I'll tell you, I'll start 18 years ago. And the last 10 years since we developed the Cook project, and I start working for different tourism instances. So I fell in love with the idea of using gastronomy to promote tourism, to promote my state, my country, my roots. So that's I have been an ambassador for Mexico, for Yucatan, for Merida, the last 10 years in all the touristic fairs and amazing events like the opening dinner for the Marché du Film and Cannes, and the film festival in Cannes, and stuff like that. So that's my last 10 years has been as a strong promoter of Yucatan and Mexico through the gastronomy.
So that's really, really interesting. And I know we're going to touch upon many of your accomplishments, but I actually would like for you to tell us about these dishes, because you mentioned like learning how to cook certain dishes. So what are some of the staple Yucatan dishes and ingredients? And is there a special history behind them? How are they unique? If you could just talk to us a little bit about that.
Yes, of course. Yucatan is a magic place where you look at it. Talking about this food and its gastronomy, has a combination of different cultures, different ages that has been involved in the process of the transformation of Yucatecan gastronomy. Of course, we have an influence from the Mayan culture. Our first culture, so we don't have any pre-Hispanic recipes or dishes or something like that. That's a thing that doesn't exist in Yucatan. What we have is ingredient, techniques, and tools. That's what we have from the Mayan people. And using that 3 different things, through the ages, we have developed what we know as the Yucatecan cuisine, with the influence, of course, of the Spaniards. After that, after the conquer, after the conquer, Yucatan was in 1847, around that age, Yucatan becomes an independent country because we were very rich because of the Enequén. Probably you will know at Sisal, this plant looking like the agave. They take the fiber out of this plant and they do ropes for the boats and everything for the ships. And Yucatan was a very rich state, economically speaking. So we were independent for the rest of the country. And all the commerce and the culture were between Europe and Yucatan. We don't care about the rest of the country, not even these states. We don't like. No. We like everybody. Not that much, but we like. There's a famous saying in Yucatan that said, "We love everybody to come. We love more than when they go." So through this commerce and cultural and educational bonding with Europe, we start to develop our most famous dishes. Some sort of cochinita pibil, queso relleno, relleno negro. The most famous dishes that the Yucatecan cuisine has been a fusion of different cultures. After that, we were influenced by the Korean culture because through Cuba, they bring Korean slaves to work in the haciendas. They fool them, they promise them a new life, and of course, it was a new life as slaves to work in the haciendas. And of course, we have a lot of influence of the Korean people in our gastronomy. Not only in our gastronomy, but we're talking about gastronomy. After that, in World War I, we were we had this huge influence of the Lebanese community. Right now, Yucatan is I think is the second state with the biggest Lebanese community that had came after World War I. They came to live in Mexico and they established in Yucatan. So there's a lot of Lebanese influence too. So all these different cultures and all these different mixes create what we know as the Yucatecan gastronomy. Badly has been trying to sell as the ancestral and Mayan origin. No, that's not true. That's yes. And I think it's disrespectful for the other communities that gave us their culture and we embraced them and we integrated in our gastronomy, not to give them the credit that they deserve. That's how Yucatecan gastronomy is created.
Okay, well, that sounds really interesting because it's like, as you're saying, it's a mix of different cultures. Like, it's not like maybe what we have in our mind, like saying, oh, well, maybe it's because of Mayans and it's coming some ancestors there and it's like a legacy. But in this way, it's like you are telling us, like, and explaining us that, well, it's because all this mix of different countries that they have come to Mexico, so well, it becomes richer in flavor and different recipes that, well, they
of course,
and
we have as I told you, we have ingredients and techniques. But when they came with their own ingredients, somebody says, "Oh, what if we bring this tomato that they don't have tomatoes, and we put it under the ground like they do? So now we have a tomato pibil, you know. So that's the new dish, the tomato pibil. But it was not ancestral or Mayan original. No, it was a mix of cultures, you know, with their ingredient, our technique, on other way around. So that's how Yucatecan gastronomy is created.
Which
okay,
is
so that means that, sorry, Benny,
no, I was just gonna say it's so interesting because I feel like in history we see that more and more today. So it's interesting that that's like part of the history of it that started so long ago. It's not just something you're reinventing today.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Everything already exists. You know, everything already exists. We're not creating anything. I hate those, selfish guys that say, "I'm the creator." You're not creating anything. Come on. Everything is already created. You're only transforming. That's the truth.
Exactly, and as you were saying, it's more like it has been evolving during the time with different techniques, with different ideas, with different ingredients. So that's really interesting to know. And I think so, as Whitney, she was saying, it's something that, well, nowadays maybe we see it very common in all the different gastronomies. And I think so, like, for example, I don't know, in Mexico, you can see a lot of sushi that, well, they put chili or they put a little bit of cheese, etc. So we're doing all these combinations that, well, it's more like customizing to the local flavor.
I own a sushi chain.
Yes.
Okay? Not his name Sensei. It's a Mexican style sushi. And I have Japanese customers that come to the restaurant and say, I want Mexican sushi because I like it. I have a maki made with Doritos nachos.
Okay.
I saw that.
And we sell around 30,000 units of that roll in a year.
Wow.
So there's a market for that. I'm about to open my sushi in Madrid. So in Madrid, they are asking for Mexican sushi. So something is going well there, you know. It's, I'm not the kind of guy that say, oh, this is the ancient recipe and it's sacred. No, that's not true. Even if it has 5,000 years, someone in those 5,000 years created that plate, and of course the friends say, come on, you're ruining the ancient recipe, you know. So it's, the kitchen is everything about the well-being. And we were talking the other day with my wife and kids about mezcal, because we're now entering the world of mezcal. I'm going to open also in Madrid at Taqueria with mezcal, probably pretty soon in London. And the idea is to open it in 5 different Europe cities, where I have the connections and the friends and whatever I need to open it. So we're going to open it first Madrid, Berlin, Milan, Paris, and London. Oh, wow. And we were talking about mezcal, and my wife is opening a mezcal boutique in Merida, and she came to Oaxaca, and when she came back, she was crazy. Like, everybody says a different history about mezcal, and the way, of course, everybody has their own recipe. That's the thing with food too. Yucatan is conformed by 106 different cities, main cities, and every main city has its own small towns, you know? So if you are asking for cochinita pibil, for example, and you go to one city, they're going to tell you, oh, we have the best cochinita pibil for, you know? My mom or my grandmom or my auntie, they do the best cochinita pibil. And you try it and you say, oh, this is amazing. You go to the other city and no. We have the most amazing cochinita pibil. And it's pretty much the same plate with a different recipe, with something a little bit different, the time of cooking of another ingredient and one ingredient less. But at the end of the day, the way we transform the recipes as what makes the concept of the cultural concept of gastronomy rich. So everybody puts their own heart in it. So that's as a customer, as a guy who loves food, I think that's what you're looking for when you travel to a country to eat.
Yes.
And I think so you're highlighting something very interesting here that is like, and something that I really support all the time. It's like, sometimes people, and I could put an example of London. They are saying, okay, I would like to try something very Mexican, which is the best restaurant of Mexican food. And I can give like, okay, well, this is quite similar to the Mexican food. However, of course, it's like, as you're saying, you see, if you want to try Mexican food, you go to Mexico, because also the ingredients, they are quite different. Sometimes you have to replace one for the other one. And also you have to customize to the taste of people. And you are adding, so it could be not 100%, as we would say, because, well, as the example of cochinita pibil is not a particular and exclusive recipe that is say, this is the one that you have to follow. It's like there are many types. And also Mexican food is evolving around the world because, well, it's like different kind of ingredients. They are adding different species and they are adding different things that, well, it's like making richer. Of course, even if you go to Mexico, you will not find only one recipe of one particular dish, as you were saying. So, and just moving forward, and you were talking about mezcal. I would like to know if in Yucatan in general, do you have any particular beverage or any particular drink, like could be alcoholic or non-alcoholic, that maybe is something that is relevant and maybe we just need to talk about it?
Well, in the as an ancient thing, this drink named balche is the ferment of the balche tree. It's some sort of a tepache, you know.
Okay.
It's sweet with a little bit of alcoholic notes. Something like
But just
kombucha.
before you move forward, you talk about tepache, and I really know what is tepache, but maybe the audience, they don't know exactly what is the tepache, what is coming from.
It's a ferment of the pineapple.
Okay, the fermentation of the pineapple. Okay, yeah.
So, but it's not. It's some sort of a kombucha, but it's not. It's not have been commercially exploded. You know, we have this very famous digestive named Stabentun. It's a liquor made with anise and honey, and it's like our most representative liquor from Yucatan.
Oh,
But
so
we are not.
Sorry, go ahead.
We are not as strong producers of liquor here. So.
Okay, but it's something that, well, if we have the opportunity to go to Yucatan, because as you were saying, it's not very commercial. Maybe in some places we can find this
Balche.
Balche, sorry, Balche.
Stabentun is going to be everywhere.
Okay.
We have a mixology with Stabentun and other things, and of course with the modern times, and we have developed another different things. For example, the craft beer. You know, it's a huge boom from the craft beer, and everybody's doing their own beer, and they have an association, and they're doing amazing things. So if you come to Yucatan, you will find a lot of different things, not precisely from Yucatan, but you're gonna find mezcal, you're gonna find amazing wines, you're gonna find beer, you're gonna find whatever you want to have an amazing experience, not only in the food, also in the beverage department, you know.
And actually, it was something that Michelle Friedman, the Minister of Tourism, she was telling us about the beer that, well, you have like an extraordinary beer because, as you were saying, it's more like in different, well, we say handcrafts, like it's like in different workshops and everything that they have it. So it's like very local. So it's a good opportunity also to try it. And talking about this food and everything, is there any particular seasons where people, they can try different dishes in Yucatan, or they are more popular in a particular dish, in a particular season?
Dia de Muertos, Hanal Pishan. Hanal Pishan in Mayan language means food for the souls. It's October the 30th to November the 3rd. In the Mayan culture, they did this amazing tamales, cooked under the ground, stuffed with pork and chicken or turkey. I'm drowning like a Pavlovian dog. And it's once a year, doing the celebration of the Day of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
But we Yucatecans had it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner during 1 week. There's no other thing in the menu. Just the mukbil pollo is this tamal cooked under the ground. It's an amazing thing. And of course, everybody has its own recipe, and everybody's mom doing the best. And, you know, there's a lot. These days now are the vegan version and the keto version, and come on. But everybody has an opinion of mukbil pollo, and they have the own version. But I think it's the most representative seasonal dish that we have. The mukbil pollo. Mukbil means carving, and pollo is the reference to the chicken that it's made. So it's like eating a cornfield, you know.
Okay, well, that's interesting to try. It should be interesting to try that one. Yeah.
So I actually have a question now about you and your restaurants, because you've had so many, more than I knew when I was kind of reading about you and all of your wonderful accomplishments. Can you tell us about a few? I know you mentioned about Sensei and the Mexican sushi. Can you tell us about a few more of them and their unique aspects?
Yes, right now I am at Kiwik. Kiwik is our breakfast restaurant. We serve Mexican contemporary breakfast. We have the best chilaquiles in the whole country, not saying by us. Another chef has come here and said we have the best chilaquiles in the whole Mexico. And that's the thing, because Mexico is all about chilaquiles.
Yeah.
And we serve this casual breakfast for families, and we have our regular customers, you know. And we also have an Italian restaurant named Cosa Nostra. With the coronavirus, we create these dark kitchens concepts. We have one of poke bowls, Chinese food, burgers, and pizzas with Cosa Nostra. And that's pretty much our catalog of brands. We are developing another different brands, but pretty much what we have right now.
Okay. And just talking about restaurants and everything, I think so we have to just to get a little bit of attention about one in particular. It could be like Cook. And I don't know if you can tell us, and Cook is like, I just to the audience, it's not like cook like cooking.
Yes.
It's K-U-U-K. First of all, what is the meaning of cook?
In Mayan language, cook is meaning reborn or sprout.
Okay. Wonderful.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about what is this restaurant? What is the vision of the restaurant? What are you trying to replicate there?
When we start our restaurant projects, of course, we were thinking about making money. We still are. So we start with the lounge bar, then the sushi, then school cafeterias, then the Italian restaurant. And as I developed myself as a chef, evolving, I didn't went to the school, gastronomic school, so everything was ruin things in my own restaurants. So we start to travel to see what happened in the rest, what's happening in the rest of the world. And we saw, for example, Spain. Spain was using gastronomy to attract tourism. And Spain became the country with the most gastronomic tourists. There were, before coronavirus, there were 11 million of people coming to Spain just to eat. That's crazy, you know? So we were like, wait. We can do something like that. We can create a space with this avant-garde cuisine that a lot of travelers are looking for, to put another crown in Yucatan, you know? Yucatan is famous for this, traditional gastronomy, but no one is doing this new type of cuisine that a lot of people is traveling and paying a lot of money to try it. So let's do it. And we did it almost 10 years ago, and everybody still saying that we're crazy. Locals didn't like a restaurant. They don't understand the restaurant. They still coming to, don't you have normal food? Like a carpaccio or something like that, you know? So, but we don't care. We bet to this project a lot of heart, a lot of soul, and I think we won our bet, because right now in London somebody is talking about me and what we were doing. So I think that's worth every drop of tears that we cry in the process, you know.
Well, and actually, I think so. It's very good to. I think it's good to highlight also that well, Cook has received many recommendations and awards, like for example, the new restaurant in Mexico, Travel and Leisure Gourmet Award, and also the Food and Magazine 100 Restaurants in the World. So it's like something to highlight because well, it's like as you were saying, it's going to be like a kind of idea for the audience if they are planning to travel to Yucatan. It's like a place that they should visit. Like saying, okay, tick box, go to Cook.
Well, maybe it sounds selfish, but I am who I am. But a lot of people travel to Cook and then to know Yucatan, you know?
Okay, that is a good one. Also, they are ruins and they are like the pyramids, etc.
yeah,
Yes, of course. It's like, yeah, if they have time, they can go there anyway.
Of course.
I don't know. I think your restaurant is a very good reason alone to just go and visit. I've been reading up on it and I thought, oh, I want to go. It's making me hungry.
I'm not falsely humble to say, oh no, yes, of course it is, you know. I don't know about I don't know about the language, but I have worked my ass off to accomplish that. So you know, you have to come. It is an amazing experience. It is something that you don't expect to see in Mexico, of course, and in Yucatan. So we have cooked. Massimo Bottura has been here to cooking with us, and of course, if you're doing things with the heart, with truly good intentions, of course, it's going to be okay. So it has been hard, but the result has been amazing. So we're very happy with our project.
Yeah, no, I can absolutely understand. And you should bask in the glory of your work. When I was reading up about you, I thought, this guy is very accomplished. And so congratulations, especially during a pandemic. Not many people are closing things, not opening new branches. So that's really, really impressive. You've given us so much knowledge today, like a wealth of knowledge about Yucatan cuisine. And this might be a really easy or might be a tough question, but just to conclude, is there one thing that you want our viewers to know about Yucatan cuisine that you haven't shared with us yet? Just one thing. It could be like something about the history that we haven't gotten into. It could be the food or a plate that you'd recommend, anything.
Well, if I can talk to somebody that wants to come to Yucatan,
yeah,
and they don't know what they're going to expect, what to expect about food in Yucatan, okay? Pretty much, I'm comparing Mérida, as ambitious as it sounds, to London. Of course, we have our traditional and ancient food. Of course, we have our avant-garde cuisine with Yucatecan ingredients doing for us. But the thing is, you have to see Yucatan and Mérida as a gastronomical capital, because we also have amazing Japanese food, Lebanese food, Italian food, Korean food. So I don't want a traveler to come to spend one day to eat cochinita or to come to cook and then go to Cancun. I want them to come 1 week, 1 month, if it's possible, and stay in Mérida, and go to El Cuyo, and go to Cesar, and go to Valladolid, and go to Izamal, and try everything that we are offering, not just the Yucatecan food per se. We have, as I told you, amazing Italian restaurants, for example, owned by Italians that came to live to Yucatan, and they are doing amazing things. We have Korean food, we have Lebanese food, we have, Thailand food. We have a restaurant, a Thai restaurant, owned by a chef from the Netherlands that came, that worked in Thailand 20 years and then came to live in Mérida. I don't know why, but he opened his Thai restaurant, and it's an amazing place. And it deserves the credit to be promoted, you know, because I have been a gastronomical traveler. So you're not going to Spain just to eat tapas and jamon. Eventually, you're going to eat a burger. You know, I have this tradition in Madrid that I have to go to Five Guys. You know, when I'm going to Berlin, I have to dinner doner kebab. You know, so we have to London, for example. If you want the most amazing Indian food, you go to London.
Yeah.
So that's how I dream about promoting Yucatan as a gastronomical capital, where of course we have our traditional food, but come 1 week and try everything we have.
Well, you're doing a really good job of promoting it, because you've inspired me. I want to go there right now.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, do you know what? We're highlighting something very interesting, that sometimes when we are traveling into different places, we would like to try something like very typical from the place.
Yep.
But I think so sometimes something typical is a different cuisine in that place that is like different, like has a different flavor, that maybe it's not, we do not have to expect that the pizza is going to taste exactly as in Italy.
Of course. Let's be honest. After 3 or 4 days in one place, we all go for a pasta sometimes. You know.
Yeah.
That's why Italian food is in all the world, because after 3 days going to markets and see the typical things, and on Wednesday your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend is going to say, okay, let's do pasta today, you know. So we had to have that. We had to have that options.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
Well, I know that you speak Mayan, so
not as good as they want, but.
But well, it's like, I would like to ask you, which one is your favorite word in Mayan?
That's a bad word.
Well, it doesn't matter what you can say it. Anyway, if it's your favorite, you can say it.
Well, for Yucatecans, there's a universal word. Come on, okay? And it's called pelana.
Pelana.
Pelana refers to everything. Okay. I can refer to one guy as a pelana. Oi, call this pelana. Bring this pelana here. Okay? Or if you're my friend, what's up, pelana? You know. But also it's an exclamation of pain or stunning as a pelana. Oh, ay, pelana. And of course, the main meaning is very strong insult, you know. Literary, the literary translation is the vagina of your mother. So that's where everything comes from. So it's a strong universal word, you know, that we're using for everything. Everything is a pelana.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, interesting to know. Interesting to know, and also that you can use it in many different ways. For a friend, for someone who you don't know who is he, but it's a little pelana, come here, or whatever. Or Whitney, you want to say something?
No, I was just going to say, I just wanted to. No. I just wanted to thank you for everything. This has been so informative, and I've learned a lot. And I hope, just like us, that more people are inspired to go to Yucatan, go to your restaurants, and try all this phenomenal cuisine. So I just wanted to thank you for taking the time with us.
Yeah, and of course, well, it's like if people, they have the opportunity, we're going to put the links here of Cook in order that people, they can just go to the restaurant, see the website, see the different dishes that they have, all the information. And of course, if you want to know more about Pedro Evia, it's very easy. You just can Google it and you will find many stories about Pedro. So thank you very much for your time, Pedro. It has been very useful. It has been very illustrative. And also, I think so, it's opening our minds in general about gastronomy. It's not about only Yucatan cuisine. It's about all over the world. And what do we have to think when we're traveling? So I think so there could be a very good advices from your side, Pedro.
Thank you
very much for your time. Thank you. See you soon. I hope to see you soon in London.
Yes, definitely. Hopefully, let us know. Yeah. We'll be there.
Yeah, and we were waiting for the mezcaleria that you're planning to open here. Of course, we will be there in the
Yes.
in the opening. We should be there.
Of course.
Thank you very much,
Have a nice
Pedro.
Sunday.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, indeed, it's a very flexible world that we can use for everything. So remember, Pelana, it could be your friend, it could be anything that you would like to refer, and also it could be an exclamation. It's our friend Pedro Evia. I think so. He's just very funny, and also he's a really good person, a very amazing entrepreneur. And well, thank you.
You know what I like of
for your
him?
comments.
You know what I like of him? He just say the things as it is. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
exactly.
It doesn't go like
That's it. It's like,
you know, like the chefs. They say, "No, I created these." No, these guys is just tell the truth. That's what I like it.
yeah, exactly. That is more like how we are customizing different kind of food, depending the country, depending the ingredients, and also depending how we prepare it. So it's like it's not. Well, of course, we will invite all of you to prepare and to try different kind of Mexican, Colombian, I don't know, Brazilian, all the Latin American dishes. You can try them, you can customize. It doesn't have to be exactly how they are, because also there is not one recipe that you will have to prepare a particular dish. But well,
20
anyway, the
something,
best
27 restaurants, he says. 27
And growing.
and going. So that shows
growing, and
you.
well, he's going to expand to in Spain and in Germany. They are looking different opportunities. So
Okay.
it's like, and they are
Well,
planning to open here in London, a Mezcaleria. So yeah.
I have the opportunity to meet him 2 years ago when he came to represent Yucatan in the World Travel Market, and they did a dinner. And the guy is so humble, amazing, tells you the truth. As you see in the interview, it's like that. It's just he tells you the things as it is. No secrets, just direct. I love that.
Yeah, that's really cool. So well, it's like remember and of course remember to visit Yucatan in Mexico, and we will have more information about Yucatan in the following episodes. Like we will talk about a little bit about their ecology, because it's something that well I know that you love pyramids and you love the history, and also we're going to talk about the complete culture and how the heritage has been for different a lot of years across, and also as Pedro, he was explaining us all this kind of migration and different origins from people and all this mixture. So well, anyway, so thank you for your comments. How do you say that in Spanish? What do you mean? I don't know what to say. It does, that's not in the team. I don't know what they're talking about. Sorry, it's like I missed here. But anyway, thank you very much. Lindsay, well, she's saying that, well, she loved tamales, etc. So, well, I think the food is like an extensive topic that we, all of us, we love. And we can understand and learn about different countries and also this kind of migration, as Pedro was explaining. So anyway, I think so it's time to go with our second guest. And I guess, Whitney, you are going to introduce who is our second guest.
Okay, so our next guest, Cesar Sosa, is a very experienced tour guide. He started his passion by having studied tourism in his home country of Argentina. And over the past almost 2 decades, he has guided many people from all over the world. And to that end, he speaks many languages in addition to Spanish, such as English, Portuguese, Guarani, to name a few. And although he is well-versed in international tourism, much of his career has been dedicated to his beloved country of Argentina. He has guided tours within Argentina in Parque Nacional in Iguazú for the last 18 years, and Ushuaia, which is what we will be talking about more this evening. So thank you for joining us tonight, Cesar. We're very excited to have you as part of our program.
Hola, desde Argentina. Buenas tardes. Hello from Argentina. Good afternoon.
Hello. Well, we're very excited to have you and to talk about everything that I just mentioned. And as our guests have seen in the promotional and through what I just talked about, you work in the tourism industry. So first of all, what made you decide to pursue this industry and study tourism?
One thing, just to break in the ice and give the welcome to Argentina region. I want to give you with this welcome. I will turn around, if I can do that, my camera, and you will see this is the welcome. You was talking about food and about Yucatan. So Argentina is wine, the grill, and the mate is very traditional. So sorry for this improvisation, but I wanted to surprise you. That's the idea. And of course, I was watching the rating. After Pelana, the rating increased, like go to the sky. So I will try to introduce something also in Guarani, in Portuguese, to break in the ice. So I must to say, buenas tardes, boa tarde, bem-vindos, which is Portuguese, or in Guarani, which is my blood. My parents, they are coming from Paraguay, and everything is connecting with everything. Good afternoon, Enrique from Argentina, and also for Roger. A pleasure to be here. In Guarani is it's like something like Baeshapa tapenguaje porainte yandeyara taperowasa. Let me tell you, how is it going? Welcome. God bless you.
Oh, thank you.
And about your first question, my father was a taxi driver for 20 years. So he introduced me in this like a universe of tourism. And then when I was like 18, 19 years old, teenager in the school, you know, you only are thinking to play soccer with your friends, what dance is the weekend, and reading some book to maybe a future profession or something like that. And I read the word tourism. And I live here where I am in this rainforest, just half an hour away from the Iguazú Falls National Park, Iguazú, which is one of the new 7 wonders in the world. But I was thinking, I suppose in my young years that tourism was with people with some extra money or extra time. So then when I discovered this, I started to study in a city 4 hours away from here, which the name is Posadas. So my father gave me the blood, and with my mother about adventure, discovery the life, and my mom give me the passion and the patience to be working with the people. When everything is running okay, fly on time, tours, and so on. But when something is wrong, this is the first phase in the airport, like, hello, welcome, you know, with the sign in my hand, or like, I'm sorry, but you know. And then when I studied tourism, my idea, my dream was just to be tour guide of Iguazú Fall. Like that was my horizon, you know, the skyline. And then 1 year later, coincidence of life, or the planet was in one line. I meeting one man with his family, but he was not from Buenos Aires. I suppose that he was from Buenos Aires. So I say at the airport, okay, in 2 hours you will be at home. And he say, no. I need to make some flight connection, and I need to go to Ushuaia, Tierra del Fuego, Fire Land. And I say, what is going on there? Because is everybody talking about that? Come to work with us and you will know. He said, here you can see the first sign and a kind of idea about Ushuaia. Ushuaia is a native language. So my first experience, my first flight by plane in my life, 24 years old, was going from Buenos Aires to Ushuaia. So if you come to Argentina, we say, and I want to introduce in a typical expression, God is everywhere, but his office is in Buenos Aires. So have you heard that before?
I haven't.
God
no.
is everywhere. Yeah. God is everywhere, but his office is in Buenos Aires. Big decision, political decisions, flights, and so on. So international flights arrive in Buenos Aires, at Cesar airport, and after connections by the same airport, or maybe some domestic airport, which is George Newbery, it's 3 hours direct flight from Buenos Aires to Ushuaia.
Great. Perfect.
Wow.
Sorry if I talk too much. It's maybe
No,
my nervous.
no, it's
My English is
fantastic.
not really good, but the idea is to keep the same rating after Pelana. You know, I can do better than that.
And,
I'm rowing.
and-
I'm rowing. You know, I'm rowing here in my boat.
And actually, it's interesting because what you were saying that it's like you have been in many countries, and you have done tours all over the world. And well, you were saying that it's like at the beginning you said that you wanted Iguazú as being like the your core of your tours. However, you start expanding. But why did you start expanding and creating these kind of changes? And what was the main reason?
You make me think about this question, like watching to myself. But this is my place. This is the place. This is my place in the world. Usually, I like to travel. I have some chance to be in some places around the world. Every single time I heard the expression, not yet. Have you been in some place? Not yet. So to give the open door with a chance. But you know, my father and my mother was here. I lost my father. He passed away 5 years ago. But still my mom, and that's the reason basically. I'm very in Argentina. This like a Italian or Spanish influence, the family, you know. So I like to go, but normally I make the brochure or the schedule or for the program for 1 month. Or the season, like Ushuaia was 2 times. First time was only 6 months. It's like a touch and come back. And then the second season was 1 year to discover the atmosphere of the snow, snowboarding, ski. But then it's like you say, okay, it's enough. And then I come back. It's exactly where I am now. It's strange. We are in the northeast of Argentina, talking about the southernmost city, basically in the world. Yeah, the southernmost city in the world. But and also in the last 2 days it's too cold, so it's just perfect to be like this. I'm not sweating. It's cold, honestly, and not just because we are talking about Ushuaia, but that's the reason. You only love what you know, and I try to know my country first. And every single time when I have some chance, for example, I've been in London in 2011 for a couple of days. London Bridge, Elephant Castle train station, I remember that. The Greenwich Park, for example, London Eyes. So I did it. Also my short tour about there. But the reason is because Iguazú Fall is a big destination, and Ushuaia too, the rest of Argentina. I showed you the one in the beginning, so Mendoza. Next opportunity to talk about more about this destination, but basically my blood pushed me back.
Yeah.
Well, that's really interesting. I mean, everything you say is very true. The motherland calls you, and then what else to know better than that? So what are the areas in Argentina that you work, and you mentioned before, it was Ushuaia. Tell us a little bit more about that city. Where's, you tell us where it's located now, but tell us a little bit more about Ushuaia, what it's like.
Okay, let's use the combination of time, like go by the tunnel of the time. Watching the map is like falling down that piece of the continent or island specifically. Is just 1 day before the Arctic or the Antarctic. So where there you can see the map. In the nearby Argentina ward is Buenos Aires. You need to look very down. The Tierra del Fuego island is like a shoes. It's exactly like a shoes. And nearby, let's say the hills, that corner is exactly location of Ushuaia. Yeah, like in the hill position in the corner is the Beagle Channel in the south. The Magellan Path is the border of the north. Is half and a half. Yeah, this is only the Argentina side. Of course, we share with the Chile side also. We need to mention this. The big area territory, the popular name is Patagonia. And maybe you want to know, of course, you Google and it's easy to know, but in the past, the native Onas, Jagans, or Yamanas, they use the leather and make on the foot big shoes. And when they walk on the snow, big footprint. And when the explorer came, they say big feet or patagon, like pie grande, you know, in Espanol, pie grande. That's why Patagonia is the name of the region, which is bigger, including another, we call them here province. I don't know the political division. I think it's kingdoms or regions or states, depends where you go. Here is provincia. Ushuaia, the experience or the surprise or the mystery about navigation, location, southernmost city, very cold. The connection between the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean, the distances from Buenos Aires or from La Quiaca is the northwest, extremely north location in Argentina. The combination by the Pan American road to Alaska in the north. So this is like you on the boat, you like a marine or captain of your boat, like an explorer watching the bay from the Ushuaia Bay, watching the city, very full colors. This is the perfect combination of harbor activity, city developing. Maybe in the other side of the coin also, we need to see some destruction on the forest nearby the mountain and the snow, which is without any organization, but is also some kind of trouble about population developed too much in the last year. And so combination of very, very old explorer, Sebastian Gaboto, Charles Darwin, names the Beagle Channel, Magallanes or Magellan Pass, who make the rotation around the world or basically halfway. And all that kind of mystery you want to discover. Of course, nowadays a city about population, that's why the name, the city, the southernmost city in the world. We have to be honest, Puerto Williams is a little bit more opposite on the Chile piece of island, Chile side, Puerto Williams, but is a military base. And all my respect to them, but it's not a city yet in terms of population. That's why Ushuaia is the city of the end of the world.
Yeah. So in this city, the end of the world, let's tourist attractions. So first of all, what are some of the tourist attractions that Ushuaia has to offer? And then what are the kind of tours that you've done there?
It's the perfect excuse to visit the city, but also going to Antarctic. But Antarctic is one specific tour. We can finish with the cherry on top, the cream of the cake. Ushuaia, about the location, the reason why nobody wants to live there, because it's too far away. This view is about a sunrise, because we have beautiful sunset also, but sunrise. By the way, we are finishing June just tomorrow. 21st of June is the short day or longest night in this place. Yeah, a few hours of light, one attraction. Another attraction, the first inhabitants of this place was prisoners. You say, Cesar, what? You inviting me a city about prisoners and so on? Yeah, because nobody wants to live there. And then they introduced the activity of industry of electronic devices and also tourism, of course. But let me tell you about good gastronomy, making the connection with our just a couple of minutes before from Yucatan, the chef. The king crab is a big attraction from the sea, from the ocean, king crab, you know, toothfish also, or lamb, or maybe you say moot, we call them cordero. Yeah, I think here, this is the image. It's a perfect combination of something to eat, something to drink, about wines, maybe in another conversation about Mendoza, but the Malbec is a nice attraction. And of course, okay, this is a better big perspective, including dessert, but this is the way how we prepare the grill in Patagonia. And basically,
do you prepare this kind of grill also?
No, not really. No. But I can do my best if you come. If you come to visit, I can do my best. I'm living in another region now, but if I move to Ushuaia, you must to learn. So I did it. Now I moved to here. That what is my excuse. But if I go to Ushuaia and I receiving you with a sign in the airport and everything is okay, we go for the, of course, for the grill and the different options about gastronomy. It's not only museum, it's not only gastronomy, it's the mystery about you live very southmost, the timing of the day is different, similar of some countries in Europe. Also the national park, Tierra del Fuego, making the connection I mentioned before, the end of the road number 3, beginning in Buenos Aires, finishing in Ushuaia, but it's in connecting with the Pan American Road number 40, 40, is rising up, going up until Alaska in the top north. So it's making the connection between Alaska and Ushuaia.
Oh, okay.
If I have more time, I can mention more things, of course, about attraction. Like this, for example. Yeah, you read my mind. This is a good production. You see it? This is a good production. Congratulations by the TV show, by the Latin American show, by the way. The train make the connection with the prisoners. The prison nowadays is a museum. And this is like a reference, a point of reference where the prisoners go to work to collect piece of wood to make fire. A few kilometers of the original path and a few kilometers inside of the national park Tierra del Fuego is this touristic attraction. So you can move by this original way where the prisoners still working in the past. Nowadays, the atmosphere is different, but give you the chance to move by train, which is one of the popular transportation in Argentina, specifically Buenos Aires and South also.
I'm sorry, Cesar. One question, because it's like, I think that there are two ways to go to Ushuaia, but correct me. It's like they are like two routes. One, it could be like all across, and one of these should be the 40 that you were talking about, the road. But it's like one, it could be with the border of the coast, and the other one is through the Andes. No, that you can go down and you can pass. Is that possible, both ways to arrive there? Because in one, I think so you have this kind of amazing views and you can see all the penguins and you can see all these kind of things. Meanwhile, you're crossing all the coast and you have a beautiful landscape. And the other one, of course, is like the Andes, that, well, is another kind of experience that is maybe more off-road experience.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it could be more challenging, but well, also you can pass through, I think so, from to Chile and go to some of the places that, well, also you can visit there.
Yeah. So basically we have 4 options to arrive to Ushuaia. Remember, by different ships, by the ocean, by the harbor, plane, the Pan American Road number 40, which is moving parallel to Chile by the west area of Argentina. And on the east coast, the National Road number 3. This kind of ships or boats for navigation, some of them is doing local tours around Ushuaia, around different islands, and this kind of ships is going to Cape Horn or to Antarctic. And later maybe we see some of the ship specifically who is just making the connection between Punta Arenas, which is very popular in Chile, with Ushuaia. Punta Arenas, Ushuaia round trip is only this tour. So 4 different options. You mentioned more off-road is the Pan American Road number 40, crossing by Mendoza, Bariloche, Calafate. Next conversation maybe on this amazing show. So, and this map I'm watching now also is specifically the red line is the road number 3. On top of the view is the Fagnano Lake. This is everything about glacier process and retire the glacier, and you have the lake nowadays. If you finish the red line on the left corner and you keep going a little bit more, in the very, very left corner in the map is a specific right there, is the end of the two roads, 3 and 40. So it's the most popular picture because that is the end of the world.
Wow. Yeah, well, that sounds amazing. I mean, even you are amazing. You say everything with passion, and then they make so easy. I want to go there.
It's look like easy, right? Even for me, I mean, I born and I grow up in the northeast of Argentina, in Misiones, nearby to Iguazú Falls. Imagine me, first flight in my life by plane, going to know the snow and then practice some snowboard. So I was a tourist first, discovering and introducing all this conversation in my eyes and all the sensitives. And then I became a tour guide. And now I'm trying to explain in a
that's
in a
amazing
camera,
and good.
you know?
That's
I don't know
amazing
if
and
I'm
good.
doing well, but
As you experience, how many days you recommend staying in Ushuaia?
oh, well, this is a good question. Usually the people have only 15 days, 20 days, and they want to introduce the maximums of possible things. But minimus, you need 2 nights, 3 days, and let me tell you more, 3 nights, 4 days. And from the beginning, you arrive, and you can start to do different activities, museums, navigation, off-road, 4x4. If you come in the summer, which is the high season, let me tell you, October to March, in a regular situation, without the pandemia and blah, 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 without this, October to Easter weekend, which is March or April, full of activity, different trails in the national park, flights also over. So you need time. The big attraction sometimes is the city, gastronomy, some museum, combination of the national park, and you're done. So they say 2 days, and then you keep going to next point to do more. But
Right.
I try to force you to stay one more day, or let's talk about, we keep in touch by Instagram or Facebook or WhatsApp nowadays. And I will try to convince you to stay longer.
So actually, with that being said, what about, like, you mentioned the best time to go during the year, which was what I was about to ask you, so perfect. But what about seasonal activities or any festivals, aside from the museums and the activities you just mentioned? Is there a date and time for certain festivals or
festival or parties, especially specifically?
Well, yeah, we're
Well,
live show. We want
21st June, 21st June is the short date, or the opposite, longest night.
Yep.
And 21st, which is our official, and definitely in Ushuaia, it is winter. Is your summer now, right? Is your summer in London?
Yeah.
If you can call it like that.
Well,
we only have 5 days of summer, basically.
And you was very, very happy in the beginning because England win. We also too, because yesterday Argentina win to Bolivia. So everybody is happy for this interview. Let's go back to the festival. So 21st June and then 21st December. But in winter also, different kind of small or big activities in this kind of a ski center. This is Cerro Beaver or Cerro Castor, which is the official name. Cerro Castor is the quality of snow. You don't need to go so high in the mountain to find this quality of very good quality of snow. Make very attractive, make very special. You need to move only maybe half an hour away from the city, and you find this kind of mountain, and of course with all the details and the facilities to get there and do some ski activities or snowboard. Even the different national team from Switzerland or different countries of Europe, they go to training right now in June, July, August, when it's possible, because it's your summer or a little bit higher temperature in your continent, and here still very cold. So they come to training, yeah. And this is the place where you make the combination of chocolate, wine, mate, lamb, and dessert, and centolla, or the typical lane king crab. So, and activities like this, of course, is another plus during the winter, not in the summer, because in the summer, our official summer, December, January, February, disappear this kind of snow. The dogs activity nowadays, to be very honest, and this is it's something like in a good positive way, the different kind of group protecting animals, they are trying to suggest to try to stop with this kind of activities. So it's a few places when they still with the atmosphere of the dogs, or they are changing the transportation to play in the snow. This is to be more serious in this point of the conversation. But anyway, still very, and this is another let's say professional or just let's say no professional activity of ski. Sometimes we play also, you know, in Argentina is very popular with the horse polo. The
Yes.
polo sport. Could you believe in Ushuaia they play polo?
Oh man, no.
Yeah, someone clapping my house. They play, they say hi. They play polo. They try to do that. Also, hockey is typical. So attraction, we are mentioned many.
My God, I'm just like honestly, it's like I think so. It has been in my list of places to travel for a long time, but now I think so that I found the guy who is going to be my tourist guide there, and he's going to show me the
Listen,
place.
I'm gonna make sure when I get down to the plane, I just run straight away because Cesar is gonna be with the paper, and I say, Cesar, let's go. Let's leave Enrique behind.
When we got you to do the show, I should have warned you about this. We're always asking our guests then for when we visit, for them to be our tour guides, our chefs, or whatever they are. So
Well, yes, no, but actually, it's like I'm saying because well, it's not only it's because well, it's like you know the place, you know perfectly what is like the main highlights, you know where is the season that well we should visit, and also you can I think so you can provide this kind of advice to people that they are interested to travel to Argentina in this way, and also they would like to go to Ushuaia. And also, it's like I'm just sharing here on the comment section your Facebook, but also I don't know if you have any other social networks where people they can find more about you, Cesar.
Well, in Instagram nowadays or WhatsApp, which make very personal the contact, but in Instagram, it's let me tell you in Espanol first, is guia.cesarsosa.locución. So it's like guide, but in Espanol, .cesarsosa. That locución is about speaker or MC, because now with the pandemia, let me tell you, I have like a second job. And if you one day, and now we share this opportunity of rating, you can listen my radio station program, which is in internet, and I stopped tour guide because the pandemia, and I start to work in a radio studio like an announcer. That's why my Instagram, guiacesar.locución. And of course, we keep in touch.
Cesar,
yeah,
Cesar,
and it's
yes.
like
can you give some classes to him?
Why? No. I'm not ready to teach someone. I just can show with a sign and try to guide. My English is not really good, but I try to do my best. I'm sorry for some mistake in my.
No, you done
no,
amazing.
I think it's really good.
Too fast speaking, typical Argentinian, but sorry.
No, I
and
think
I
so
really
that
appreciate this time.
I think so it's really good. We are sharing with all the audience, and thank you, Liliana. And also, we just put it here, like it's like, and I think so we'll repeat it like many times here. Yeah, Cesar, locución. I think so. You put it with me. I put it, and also Liliana. So well, like all of us, and also your Facebook. You know that people they can look if they are interested. And I think it's a very good experience going there. I really like it, and of course I would like to try to this off-road and everything, but it's like if also
Wait a
well, it's
minute,
just
wait a
that
minute. I have a question now for you. Have you been in Argentina before?
no.
Okay, goodbye. No way. So I insist. It's not necessary to be with me. We have many, many colleagues and better tour guides
No.
in Ushuaia. And by the way, they should be, and they will be very, very jealousy about this conversation because they say, wait a minute, he's not from Ushuaia and he's talking about our place. No, 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 no. So this was like an intermission in another region of Argentina, but also I have my licensee of tour guide. So and you are officially inviting to come, please, to Argentina. After Iguazú, you go to Ushuaia. That's the deal.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, sounds perfect.
My mom say the house is small, but the heart is big. So your house is my house now. My house is your house.
Aw.
Thank you very much.
Excellent.
Thank you. No, I mean, you are. I would say we are very lucky here in the Latin American show. We have very passionate people, and I would like to thank you because you show that passion.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's our way. Huh? Usually the people say that sometimes we talk too loud, but it's our passion, I think, or too fast, but it's the exciting, or the wine. I don't know what to say, but I'm without wine now, just mate. And I don't know if I answer all your questions. Sorry if I go to
Definitely. And we look forward to having you on future shows. So thank you so much, Cesar. Thank you for sharing your passion, and we will be in touch, and hopefully we'll have you back soon on the show.
Of course, will be a pleasure. And if we can talk about Iguazú, it will be my honor too.
We'll be in touch, definitely.
Oh, it's done. I was so excited. It's finishing. Oh my God! My 5 minutes of famous in internet, in the TV, is over.
Yes.
Don't worry, you're gonna have more time because well,
Okay.
in the future shows, you're gonna tell us and you're going to explain us all about Argentina and different countries that you know and that you are an expert. So it's like we are going to make this kind of, as we were saying, we're going to talk about maybe Bariloche, Mendoza. We need to talk about Buenos Aires. We need to talk about Iguazú from the Argentinian side, etc. So it's like, yeah, all of these we have to talk about it.
Yes. So we will have.
To not make more jealousy, I can offer to you like in advance a good colleague about Buenos Aires and a good colleague about Calafate, Patagonia, Argentina. Remember that word, Calafate.
Calafate, absolutely.
And it's a homework to this. And it's a homework to discover what is Calafate. It's
Wonderful.
not a bad word like the Yucatan one. It's not a bad word. I forgot the word, but I don't know.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon in Argentina, and we will talk soon. Thank you so much, Cesar, for joining us.
Congratulations for this program. Congratulations. It's amazing. I was watching the last week. Amazing production. Congratulations, and thank you very much for this opportunity in your program.
Of course, we're honored to have you. Thank you again. Have a good.
Our pleasure.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So, well, it's like, well, he's Cesar, and well, we have shared the details. And of course, well, I can see here Gary, and she's saying that, well, she got been in Argentina, but not Patagonia. Also, Jaja Aguilera, well, she said, thank you so much for this valuable information. Gabriela Aguilera, thank you. One day, and Argentina is one of the film festivals too. Yes, and why you're spoiling my next shows? Oh my God. Well, and actually he didn't know that, but it's like, yeah, thank you, Abhijit. Yes, we're gonna have our Argentinian friend, also the director next week here with us. Yes. And the film director from Mexico and also from Argentina. So I know, actually, I think she's gonna be from Brazil. I think so, yes, I think she's from Brazil, sorry. You were not spoiling, sorry, now I spoiled.
Now you spoiled
it. Now I did it. Anyway, I think so it's time to go for the second section of Whitney. And we have music, yeah? And I know that we are, as always, it's very interesting, this show, I really love it.
We all
Yeah,
love
well,
it.
I think you and thank you very much for the audience. We're almost done.
Absolutely, definitely. Okay, guys, it is your favorite time heard on the street. So last time we didn't do, I don't believe, not that we didn't do the slang, but this episode we are returning to slang, but it's slang from Yucatan. And so last time we learned 4 slang words, and this time we're going to learn 6. And 5 out of the 6 I found, and one of them Enrique gave me, the last one. So if it's wrong, you can blame Enrique. Wonderful. All right. So yes, let's go for the first few. So tan, and I might be butchering the pronunciation. I apologize for it. It means something that's small or tiny, like algo muy chiquito. And it actually, apparently, it's a very common last name in the region of Yucatan as well. So tan is something that's like muy chiquito, very small, tiny, pequeño, chiquito. The next one is fo. And this is an expression. It's not fa, which we learned in Uruguayan, meaning like, you know, wow or amazing. Fo is the expression of disgust when something is like gross. Instead of saying like que asco, you would say fo. I apologize for the background noise. Okay.
Answer the phone.
Yes, it's
Somebody answer the phone.
You know when you're in office, answer the phone, teacher.
It's the home phone. I apologize. I'm in the States. I have zero.
Easy,
control over
no
this.
worries.
All right, next is bulto. Bulto is like un bolso, una bolsa, which is a bag or a purse. And so that is the slang in Yucatan for bolso, bolsa, which can be used interchangeably for purse. And then the next few, okay, here we go. So lush. Lush is a verb that means to hug, abrazar. So again, abrazar is lush, to hug. And then pic is un perro, a dog. All right. And then the last one, bochito, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's like it's like how you agree to friend. Like in Mexico, the slang we learned for that is what, Enrique and Roger?
I don't know. You're the teacher.
It's like 20 times for conversation. Okay, everything is way. So bochito is the Yucatan way of saying way and addressing a friend. And that is it for my segment this evening, or afternoon, I should say, where I am. Next time, again, please put in the comments what you want me to focus on next time as far as making Spanish Simple Part 1 segment, or you can just DM me directly, okay? But please put in the comments because I need some inspiration.
But
That's
also, it's like, I think so. How do they say Bochito Roger? The best way to say it.
Me? Why? ¿Por qué,
Yeah,
Bochito?
the best way to say it.
Hey, Bochito, ¿cómo estás?
Pero hey, Bochito.
Ya ves.
It's more like that. No, they talk like this.
He did it very well. He did it very well.
Did very well, yes. That was a word from Enrique. He gave me that to use for this segment, so I had to use it.
Well,
So
it's very common, and I think it's very common with all the people that they live in Yucatan. So what is the way send greetings to all the people that they are from Yucatan. And we have, thank you very much for that, Whitney. It was interesting. How did you say? Sorry, it was like how do you say how?
to hug, lush.
Lush. Yeah, that was pretty nice. Yeah, I didn't know that. So it's time just before we go to another section. It's like we have to go to some music. So, well, this is 808G, and he's from Argentina. And if you had the opportunity to watch the promo, it's his music. Over to you, Roger.
Genuine is out to touch you. Satisfied now. Attached to the rain of sorrow. This Attracted by the taint of poses. Can you come around? Whoever trusts sincerity so bad will find a reason to the flow. Glow, don't hollow. Ain't you ever gonna get that? Thinking about it was me insane. Only ever get you back by. Ain't you ever gonna get that? Thinking about it was me insane. Only ever get you back.
You come for me, I come for you. And all we want is to touch the truth. It won't be harsh, it won't be rough. We only breathe honesty when we act. You come for me, I come for you. And all we want is to touch the truth. It won't be harsh, it won't be rough. We only breathe honesty when we act. You come for me, I come for you. And all we want is to touch.
Ain't you ever gonna get that? Thinking about it was me insane. Only ever get you back by. Ain't you ever gonna get that? Thinking about it was me insane. Only ever get you back by. Ain't you ever gonna get that? Thinking about it was me insane. Only ever get you back by. Ain't you ever gonna get that? Ain't you ever? Ain't you ever? Ain't you ever gonna get that? 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 Only ever get you back.
Well, he's 808G, and he's from Argentina. And it's a pretty good beat. So, well, it's like if you want, you can find more information about him on YouTube. And also, well, you can watch the video there. Just give me your hand, lady. It's like, okay, well, it's like, I don't know what they are talking about. They are talking about dancing. And talking about dancing, before we go, sorry, say that with me.
No. We're also talking about like how to pick up people in a bar, apparently. I think that's what they want me to teach next.
Ah,
You
okay.
want to pick up someone in the bar. Actually, that's a good one. I like
I
that.
think so. It could be like a very good way
Yeah.
to that everybody we can understand also in Spanish and in English.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite
I'll
interesting.
consider this.
Yeah. Well, that's a good one.
Yeah, and I think so. We have to make a challenge. Who used that word and work? That phrases and work. But anyway, is just to remind you, because well, I have seen that well, some people if they want to dance and they are talking about dancing, just to remind you that well, we have this Salsathon 2021 that is like, remember, is you don't need to have the best skills or the best choreography. It's just you have to do it with passion, as all the Latin dances. And this is for all the salsa lovers that well, remember is the first Salsathon. And well, is please send us your email to Salsathon 2021 with your video. It's like you can choose one of the songs that we have there from La Mamba Negra. Or if you have some live music, and the reason why we are saying that it's live music is because, well, you know that if we use music here, that we don't have the rights and we cannot use it. So they are going to block the video on Instagram or in YouTube. So that's the reason why we are providing this music because, well, La Mamba Negra, they have provided us these rights in order that we can use them. Or if you have live music, you can use live music for this video. So remember, it has to be less than 1 minute and send it before the 12th of July to the salsaton2021@gmail.com before the 12th of July. And we're going to upload all of them the 13th of July in order that you can start asking to your friends to vote for your favorite. And also you can ask to vote for yours and for others. And remember that, well, it's like the 10 that they will have more likes. They are going to pass the final that is going to be here in the Latin America show. That is going to be the 20th of July, celebrating the Colombian Independence Day. Remember, invite your friends. Everybody is invited. It doesn't matter your nationality. It doesn't matter your age. If you can dance with your grandma, you can dance with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend, with whoever you want, as Roger with the fridge door, no? So it doesn't matter. The broom, you can do it single, couple, group. You have all the creativity. You can use all your creativity to do it. So remember, this is the Salsaton, the Latin America show, and thank you very much for the Consulate of Colombia and also the Colombian Embassy in the United Kingdom. So thank you very much for supporting us. Well, I think so it's almost time to go. So do we have something else, Roger? Any highlights? Nothing? No?
Nope.
Okay, so well, it's time to say goodbye. Whitney Nuchereno.
Okay, goodbye everyone. I have looked at your suggestions. I will consider pickup lines next episode. So wait and see. I might give you the Spanish that you all have been waiting for all year. So,
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
it is going to be a good one. So stay
Thanks
tuned.
Thank you very much, Whitney. And on the other side, we have Roger Alarcon.
Well, it's been a pleasure to do this program. Thank you very much for followers. Don't forget, next Tuesday, we're going to be here. I know it's football, but this is really interesting, this show, so don't miss it.
Thank you, my dear Roger. So, well, thank you very much to everyone. And thank you for the cast. Thank you for the sponsors. Thank you for all the people that are supporting us. Remember to share this video in order that more people, they know what the Latino culture is and the different places across Latin America. Business support each other. Remember to support each other. This is a show that we are supporting all the people, artists, as I said at the beginning, artists, entrepreneurs, small companies, medium companies, etc. So remember, give us a share, give us a like. It's very easy to do it. And remember to participate in the Salsaton, the Latin America show, and the Consulate of Colombia. They are sponsoring this event. My name is Enrique Gelista. Remember, the Latin America show is every Tuesday, 8 p.m. London time. Thank you very much. See you next Tuesday.